at trial and at sentencing, I remember the prosecutor comes to me and he just says, this man's family's here. And my heart just cracked and I started sobbing. And, because it humanized a guy. I wanted him to be a monster. I'm like, don't talk to me about his family. Just let him be this monster that goes and terrorizes people and put him in jail. I didn't want the human aspect because it's still hard to have even though you're in pain and you get justice, it still doesn't feel good to know that someone's in prison because of you. It's weird. And when he said family, it broke my heart. And he said, but they want to know if they can talk to you and they want you to know that they're here in support of you. And I'm like, what? And so we walk up to each other, we hug, we're crying. We're all crying and saying how sorry we are for each other. And that human moment, it makes me cry still. It's one part that really always gets me. People like this, what it does to family systems, to communities, it's heartbreaking, So none of us wanted to be there, but we all were there and we were there for each other too. And so that was start of it. And then after trial ended, I was so excited to get, close that chapter. And, but I was still holding on, right? I was still holding on to anger. And I went to this yoga class and this guy, MC Yogi, he's like a musician, Yogi, and his wife, Amanda, they're amazing. And they take you to like a journey, right? So you're like music, movement, sweat, chanting. And they had this prayer wheel that they had taken all over the world on their like tour. And it was like this big silver aluminum looking thing with like red graffiti writing. And I didn't know what we were about to do. And they said, well, there's a piece of paper in front of everyone's yoga mats. And we want you to write down something, because the whole thing was about compassion and letting go and forgiveness. And they said, write down something that you're ready to let go of or so forth. Kevin Lee Francois, which was his name, I forgive you. And then they said, okay, once you're done with it, you take the paper and you wait in line and you put it in this prayer wheel and you release it. And I remember I was like holding back tears with this paper that I had written. And I put it in the prayer wheel, and then we go back, and then we're supposed to do, a little bit more meditation. And I was just crying silently on my mat. And I was like, I'm free. It was that big of a moment. And I thought, I felt so light. And, forgiveness doesn't mean that you don't seek justice. Forgiveness doesn't mean, but it means you let go of that pain. And I do. I still to this day, it's very weird because I don't have anger to him.
Forgiveness is I lost my train of thought.
It felt like something bigger than me, but I've never felt more liberated in my life. I mean, truly, I felt liberated. And, he has his justice now, and I'm grateful for that, but I just don't wish harm.
But you can forgive them because it frees you.
Frees you.